How's it going, everybody? My name is Toriasaurus and welcome back to my vlog. This is my second one since I've been here. I know it's been less than a week, but I'm switching up my schedule a little bit and want to make sure I can stay on top of it. So I've changed posting days. Hopefully I'll be able to post every Tuesday. So since my last vlog, I've been able to go to all my classes and I really enjoy them. I have had to drop one of them, the breeding systems class that I mentioned last time, because I was told by my registrar that it would come back as a graduate level course and I should drop it. So I asked my advisor and he said I didn't really need the credits, so may as well not put that much of a workload on myself. So I just went ahead and dropped it. I did make a couple of friends in cetaceans. We haven't hung out or anything. It was just during in-class discussion. They were very friendly. I won't say names because privacy reasons, but they were very nice and I hope we get to be good friends for the rest of the semester. Yeah, not a lot has happened in classes other than content, which I'm sure none of you want to hear, so I won't go into that. I did spend the day in the library for the first time on Friday, and that was interesting because I have been in the library because we toured it, but I had never checked out a book or spent time in there, not even at my home school. Like I don't like spending a lot of time in libraries because they tend to be too quiet actually, and then I just become a distraction to myself, and if I go in a group I distract others as well as myself. So I tend not to go, but I went and I checked out some books to do the reading for my music class, and it was interesting. They have a self-checkout service here. So it's kind of like self-checkout at a grocery store. You just have your card, in this case, my student ID card, and the books, and you just scan each of them in turn. You can print a receipt so you know when to bring the stuff back by. I like it a lot because you don't have to worry about lining up. Oh, but also on Friday. Friday was an interesting day because I only had one class, which I was almost late to, but I wasn't, so it was fine. But I only had the one class, and then I went to the library with my roommate because she wanted to work on an essay, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I can check out these books. And it was real crazy because when we were walking back, I have never in my life felt like I was attacked by the weather, but I was attacked by the weather because the wind, I don't know how fast it was, but I know I read that day when I was looking at the weather for the day, the winds were supposed to get up to 90 miles an hour, and it started snowing. And when snow is going really fast, it's like getting cut by little icicles, and it's terrible. I couldn't feel my forehead. My face was freezing. It was a bad time. It was, I mean, on reflection, it's like a fun story to tell, but at the time it was the worst. I didn't have a hat. It was, no, it was pretty terrible. And then later that night, the weather was more mild and it was fine, but we had to go back out because being in the library so long, we missed dinner, and we went out for Nando's for the first time. When I first heard about Nando's, it was actually on Tumblr. It was described as a British Buffalo Wild Wings, which is not accurate. It is really nothing like Buffalo Wild Wings, but I can't think of anything else that it would be similar to. It's not a sports bar, and it's really bizarre because you go in and you tell them how many people are dining and they take you to a table, but then you have to go, as they said, to the till to order there at the cash register, and you tell them your table number and they bring it out to you, but they give you a glass there if you order a drink, and you get your own drink. You go up and you order your food, you get your own silverware, napkin. It's very self-service, and it's kind of bizarre, I think, in that way. So that was odd. The food was really good. I will say that. So if you're in the UK, go to Nando's. It's pretty good. I did get a coffee there, and it was really cute. It came out and it had like a little latte art on the top of it on the milk foam. So that was cool. Today I should have done more homework than I did, but I did do reading Friday and yesterday, so it's fine. Because it's weird. Everything here is pretty much reading. You don't get a lot of homework to turn in. It doesn't seem like there's going to be quizzes or anything like that. It's going to be assessment based on if there are essays for the class and the final exam. So that's interesting, but it means there is a lot of reading because discussion does seem to be a large part of the curriculum and how classes are designed. But today was a food festival, and that was a lot of fun. That's why I've got the stamp on my hand. It was different. It was different than any other festival or food event I've been to. There was an entry fee, and then there were a bunch of vendors on the inside of Younger Hall, which was kind of bizarre because Younger Hall is like the music building, and you walk in after you pay, and there are all these tables and then like giant organ in the background. And it's just like a weird contrast of here's all this food, but you realize when you look up a little bit that you're in a music venue. I don't know, it's just kind of odd. There were a lot of cool different vendors. Not all of them had free samples, but that was okay because the ones that did were so good they made up for it. I did get a few things that I'll be happy to show to you. This might be the thing I'm most excited about because I have only ever had macarons once in my life. But the one time I had it, I loved it. And I just always thought they were really beautiful to look at. And there was a table that was selling them. So I got a bunch, and I'm really excited. There's a lot of different flavors. One of these is rose flavored. There's raspberry, gingerbread. I've got a lemon. I have one that's Hendrick's gin flavored. I saw that and I was like, I have to try it for my father because my dad likes gin and tonic. So why not? I mean, why not? Delicious. All of these sounded delicious. I remember the first time I saw a macaron was an internet meme that said real life pretty patties, like SpongeBob. And so I couldn't find out what they were. I knew it wasn't a hamburger because you can tell looking at it it's not, but it looked like vaguely similar to one. And I was like, these are really cool looking. What is that? And I found out what it was, and I've always wanted to try one. Then I did get to try one. I was on a cruise, and my grandma, for those of you that don't know, is a travel agent that specializes in cruises. So she's been on a ton. And as a gift for being such a highly returning customer on, I think it was Carnival, they gave her a plate of chocolate and raspberry macarons, and I recognized them immediately by the shape. And I was like, oh my God, can I try one please? And she let me, and it was delicious. So I've always wanted to have them since because I knew they came in tons of flavors. So I'm very excited about these. Another sweet that I got was there was a table that sold like fudge and pastries. So this is all butter fudge, which no, it does not taste like butter, but it does taste delicious and sweet. So I'm really looking forward to that. I did get to sample it before I bought it, and it was my favorite out of all the ones they had because they had a lot of normal flavors, but I'd never seen anything like that before, and it was really tasty. So I was like, I need more of them. Lastly, this one is going to have to be a midnight snack because I don't have a way to refrigerate without being afraid of someone taking it. But there was a place selling little pies, and I did get this one, and I'm really excited about it. It has venison and haggis in it. And I've gotten to where I really enjoy haggis. I had it for dinner tonight, but I'll get into that later. I just thought it looked really good, and it was priced well, so I wanted to get one. After the food festival, my roommate and I were walking around, and we decided to just go to the pier and the beach because I think I've mentioned this. I don't know if I have. St. Andrews is pretty much on the shore. parts of it are actually on the shore. There's only a couple academic buildings that are on the shore. Most of them are not. But we hadn't been yet and we decided to go. So we did because we had time to kill before a reasonable dinner time. It was too early. It was around 4 o'clock. So we went and we got to see like a crumbly castle. And when we got to the pier, it was really beautiful because it was about to be dark, but it was bright enough to still take pictures. And I got some really cool pictures that I'll put up and show you guys. And we got to see where the narrow walk is done, which is traditional, I think, for graduation. You walk down the pier on the larger part of the pier, and then when you walk back, there is a higher, elevated, narrower portion of the pier, which sounds really scary, but it's not too narrow. I don't know if I would do it with a group of people. That would kind of wig me out, but it's not too bad. So we did that and got some really great pictures. And after that, we were looking around for dinner to go somewhere, and we found a place called Forgins. And I had seen a sign outside of it that said they had a deal that was like 2 courses for $12.95 or something like that. And so I suggested maybe we go. There are a couple of places in St. Andrews where there's not an immediate storefront. It's like there's all these stores, and then there will be like a small alleyway that leads to a door at some point. And I haven't been down any of those until tonight for dinner. We decided to go to Forgins. And so we were walking down, and there was a couple ahead of us, and I turned for 1 second, and then they were gone. And the door that was at the end of this alley said like goods entry or something like that. It didn't seem like people were supposed to go in there. It looked like a delivery section, something. And so we stood around for a second because we were really confused. Turns out that was the door, even though it looked like a truck could have driven through it. And we went in, and it gave off kind of a Lone Star vibe, because when we walked in, it actually was playing some kind of country sounding or folk sounding song, which the music was a weird part of the restaurant because it would go from music like that to doo-wop and funk, present day pop, and just kind of circulate between all of that. And I think it played some alternative music. They did play a Hosier song, Jackie and Wilson. She's gonna save me, call me baby, run her head to my head. And we both love Hosier, and so we just kind of like looked at each other like, oh my god! We got really excited about it, which probably annoyed the other patrons, but I don't care. Food was super good. I was a little worried when I was looking at the menu because it was either expensive or the cheaper items seemed like they wouldn't be that outstanding. I got haggis, neeps, and tatties, and it was amazing. It was much better than when I tried it for the first time here at school. It was creamier, and it was very good. I really liked it. And I also got mac and cheese with that, and that was really good because they, I think, had probably taken a torch to the top of the cheese on top of the dish, and it was like a good crust without being too crunchy and thin, and it wasn't too goopy, so I didn't feel like it sat heavy after I ate it. It was really delicious. It was funny because our waiter was, I have no idea. He was either our age or younger. He could have been 16 or 17, or he could have been like 22. I have no idea. But he was definitely within close to our age range. He always acted really flustered, not angry, but whenever we'd ask him something or do something, he was, I think, just a bashful type person. And it was really funny because he would just like, I don't know. I'll go check it out though. It's just like, you can calm down for a second. It's not that important. So it was adorable though. After that, we just came back, and the weather hasn't been as bad as it has been on Friday. Friday was the worst. It rained today, but that was about it. So I can live with a little rain. but I hope to never be attacked by weather like that again, because that was the worst. I've gone through I've lived through several hurricanes. That was way worse. I was watching an interview with the Outlander cast in it, promoting the second season the other day, and Katrina, who plays Claire in the show, accurately said that you don't deal with Scottish weather, you endure it. Truer words have never been spoken. I apologize for the lack of things to talk about, but it is because I'm changing the schedule. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't seen my first vlog, I'll put a link in the description if you want to see that. If you're into video games and you want to see my Let's Play videos, you can go to my channel and there are tons of those. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye! It was the worst experience I've ever had ordering anything. And it sucks because the food was delicious, but the guy on the phone was just not the best person to deal with on the phone. I will put it that way.
I really feel like
you can just throw stuff out of the way.
No, not.
You lower it enough to touch it.
I did reach out and touch it.
Really, literally, you have to touch your bullet.
You know what? It's out of the way.